The Mendon-Honeoye Falls-Lima Sentinel welcomes you to this edition of the Mayors and Supervisors Weekly Update, brought to you by...
Each week, our community makes history. Each week, you make history. And each week, there's only one source to turn to for the first take on history. You know what that is? Subscribe to the Sentinel right now to discover the history being made in your own backyard.
The Mendon-Honeoye Falls-Lima Sentinel. More than just your news, it's your history.
Hey, welcome everyone to this week's edition of the Mayors and Supervisors Update. I'm Chris Carosa, publisher of the Mendon-Honeoye Falls-Lima Sentinel, and each week we bring you the goings-on in the towns and villages that we cover. This week we'll be starting with Mike Falk in the town of Lima. Mike, what's going on in Lima?
Hello, Chris. Thanks for hosting us again. Well, we'll start off with some county items. Livingston County has named David Prabulka as Deputy County Administrator to the vacancy that we have currently. Mr. Prabulka is coming to us from Pennsylvania with a years and years of government experience and will likely succeed County Administrator Ian Coyle on January 1st. So we welcome David Prabulka to the Livingston County family and look forward to working with him. Livingston County last week on August 7th, along with every other county, celebrated Purple Heart Day here in the United States. The Purple Heart is given to those who were either wounded or killed in combat. It symbolizes their sacrifice for all the rest of us. If you are in Lima and you see him walking around, Tom Reynolds is always wearing his Purple Heart cap, and you could thank him for his service, and he may want to discuss it with you or not. That's up to him. We also have some items from the last town board meeting. We were considering dropping the state plowing contract. The board elected to keep it for the foreseeable future. We did discuss the budgeting process a bit because that's starting to kick up now, and the 2% cap and some of those other things that are always this time of year. We do expect at our next town board meeting to have all of the results from the water survey that was most recently conducted by the Livingston County Water and Sewer Authority. Too much data to go through, did not produce anything usable for the August meeting. So the September meeting is when that's going to be brought out and discussed. And that's all I've got, Chris.
All right, thanks, Mike. Over to John Moffett, the town of Mendon. What's going on there?
Well, we're using a little bit of water down at the spray park in this heat. But the kids are having a blast, so it's been nice that we've been able to have it open all year. As most of you know, we were shut down for the most part of a month last year due to some sealer that was put on the cement that was not the right sealer, which made the surface slippery. So obviously that's been solved, and we were able to keep it open. It normally closes on Labor Day, but last year we had some beautiful weather in September, and we decided to keep it open. That is yet to be determined. Our next town board meeting is August 12th. We have a couple of things on the agenda that night, one of them being a local law regarding assessment exemptions. Especially pertaining to veterans, as there's been some recent changes in the law in New York State. So we're updating our local law. Certainly, you're welcome to attend the public hearing or comment during public comment. There is a retaining wall in the hamlet that that is failing, and we're looking to have that replaced, which will result in a section of sidewalk being replaced. This is over and above the other sidewalks on Assembly Drive and on Mile Square Road that we are still going through the process. Doors at Town Hall, as I mentioned last week, we'll be replacing the one on the Main Street side and refinishing the beautiful doors towards the parking lot that are mahogany. That will hopefully be done this fall. And the roundabout at 251 and Route 65 Clover Street. What is in the center, growing in the center of that, has been a long-standing controversy, I will call it. Thanks to our county legislator, Rick Milne. He has been able to talk to the state, and he and I have been back and forth with the state about that. And it looks like we may be proceeding to the town of Mendon taking care of that area and possibly doing some replanting in that center area for something that I would call more visually appealing than what's there. And lastly, school tax bills will be going out right around the 1st of September, as they always do. A reminder for those of you who live in the town of Mendon, we do collect school taxes here. We have a drop box on Main Street that will remain even after that door has been replaced. And just a reminder that we are only a collection agency. We don't set the rate. We don't have anything to do with it other than collecting it and turning it over to the school. And also, along with that, school is opening in September, right after Labor Day, and there's going to be a lot of children, certainly on sidewalks, a lot of buses on the road. So please be aware of those situations. Even though it's still early in August, just want to remind everybody to keep safety in mind. And I'll pass it off to Mr. Mill.
Okay, thanks, John. Rick, hey, good to see you. What's going on in Honeoye Falls,
Well, I
whatever you
appreciate
got.
the opportunity, and I apologize for jumping on a little bit late. But right now it's hoping the weather doesn't get too bad over the next few days, but I'm sure we will make it through. And we continue to work on our projects within the village. A little bit of a repeat, but things are moving along well. I want to stress that I'll be working with the school district as well, but it looks like the bridge project on East Street is going to go quite a bit longer than anticipated originally, and it will be still in the works when school reopens this year. So with that, there's going to be some concerns as far as I'm concerned. There's going to be some issues with the sidewalks and people, traveling through the four corners. So we're going to be working with the state DOT. We're going to have a lot of buses coming through there, a lot of people crossing the road, etc. So we're a little bit concerned, or we want to make sure that the school district is up to snuff as well as far as what the plans are. So just continue to be careful driving through the village. We have a lot of construction trucks. As of this recording, there are cement trucks. They are pouring cement under the bridge right now, and one of the lanes of the bridge is being shut down. That's going to continue for a period of time. So it's just really important. We have a lot of really great workers out there that are doing their job, but we want to be cautious of them, make sure we're being safe as we're driving through the construction zones. Our concert series continues. We've still got another 4 or 5 concerts. We did have our first rain out this past week. We just weren't confident that we could get the show in. So Thurlow was the band that was supposed to play on Tuesday. We are rescheduling them for Sunday, August 25th at 2:30 in the afternoon. That's Sunday, August 25th, 2:30 in the afternoon, still at Harry Allen Park. So we're going to make sure we fit that concert in. The village is working hard on getting into its budget process. We know our partners within the town are starting their official process now. We're just starting to look at our numbers, et cetera, because our village budget falls 6 months or so behind the town budgets. And that's always a challenge for all of us to work around this year's budget. And we're looking at next year's budget, and the town's already into it. And it's a little bit confusing sometimes. But we're in that process, and it's going to be really taking up a lot of our time over the next few months. As far as the county of Monroe goes, it's really very similar as it is for all of our towns and villages. This is the time of year that we have a lot of road projects going on and bridge projects. So really, wherever you're driving in the county of Monroe, and certainly our neighboring counties as well, just watch out for those workers on the road. There's just a lot of paving, a lot of bridge repair going on, et cetera. So just be very cognizant of that. And that's really all I've got today, Chris. I appreciate the time.
All right, thanks, Rick. Mike, John, anything more to add? Seeing none, thank you all for being here. Thank you all out there for watching. Remember, this show airs every Sunday at 1 p.m. on our Facebook page and YouTube channel. Like the page and subscribe to the channel, and those platforms will notify you when the program begins to broadcast. Otherwise, you could read about it in next week's paper. We do a complete transcript every week on page 9 usually, but you can read about it in the paper. That's all for this week. See you all next week. Bye-bye for now.
Imagine yourself communicating with a difference. Pan-Dimensional Solutions helps you do this. Whether live spectator events, taped broadcasts, or real-time audience-engaging programs, you can benefit immediately from the tools Pan-Dimensional Solutions will share with you. Do you want to make a difference? Contact us at pandimensional.com.